Thank y'all so much for being here. I am Matt Moore, the state GOP chairman. I'm right here in the Midlands. So proud to see so many elected officials and party activists. Our mayor from Lexington, our mayor pro tem from Lexington, and just a great range of friends and supporters of both the state party, of Congressman Wilson and Senator Tim Scott, and all of you, Representative Atwater, from this area as well. It's my honor today to be here with two good friends to introduce one of them who will introduce the other. I'm so proud of these guys. We live in what I think in the most conservative state in the nation. These two are leading the charge for the Republican Party in South Carolina, but also leading on conservative principles to get things done, lead the country in the right direction and get us back on track. So with no further ado, I'd like to introduce Congressman Joe Wilson to introduce our keynote speaker.
Hey, thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a real honor to be here today, to be in Lexington. I appreciate that we have Steve McDougall, the mayor of Lexington. I can remember when he was a staffer at the state senate, and he did a great job there, and I'm sure he'll do a great job now. And of course, our mayor pro tem, Hazel Livingston, very proud of her service. And again, everyone here is making a difference for limited government. And we've got people all the way from Orangeburg. Can you imagine that Roy Lindsay is here, Jim Ulmer. Jim is the distinguished one in the USA shirt, so you can't miss him. But hey, in the Midlands, again, we're so grateful. And my association with U.S. Senator Tim Scott really began with our shared heritage of the Holy City. Both of us were born in Charleston County, and so and I'm just really grateful for his service. And we actually got to work together in the U.S. Senate race with Senator Strom Thurmond. To be here, we worked together as the co-chairs of the Reelect Thurmond Committee in 1996. And of course, at that time and earlier, he had been a member of the Charleston County Council, and so he's been front line with the local officials here. He understands how important local persons are and making a difference. And then he was then, of course, I'm so grateful, serving in the State House. Then he went on to be, I had the privilege of serving with him in U.S. Congress. And you should be aware that Tim worked with the leadership in the House of Representatives, and that's why I'm very grateful that Governor Nikki Haley selected him for the balance of the term. Now he's going to earn the next 2 years. And we've already seen that he's made such a difference in the U.S. Senate. In fact, it could explain why the president's selected candidate for U.S. Senate withdrew. And I think it is. It's a reflection of the hard work and the respect that the people have of South Carolina, of a proven conservative working for limited government, expanded freedom, Tim Scott.
Well, when I got elected to Congress, we would affectionately call Joe Wilson the Scoutmaster. He had 4 newbies on his hands, myself, Mick Mulvaney, Jeff Duncan, and Trey Gowdy, and he was our Scoutmaster. He kind of showed us the ropes, and every time we wanted to rebel, he would just say, sit there and swear to the oath. So we appreciate your leadership, sir.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. And when I think about running for the U.S. Senate, I think about the cause of freedom. And I was blessed with a mama who understood freedom in a way that I didn't. And when I was heading towards the wrong path, Mr. Mayor, I'm sure you've never done anything wrong in your life.
No, sir.
You look like a classic gentleman from the South, like myself. But unfortunately, I got the wrong trail for a long time. And I was on my way to flunking out of high school. But I had a mom who believed in an apparatus of encouragement. She called it a switch. You know a switch? It's a good thing. And she really beat me back on the right path. And then I had a mentor who taught me true success. And he said it starts with significance. It starts with your ability to give back to your community. Don't figure out what they can do for you. He said, think of Luke 6:38. If you give, it shall be given unto you in good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, shall men give unto your bosom. And I bought that. I'm so thankful to have people in my life at the time where I desperately needed the help, showed up there and said, if you don't like where you're going, look in the mirror, blame yourself. And because of that good mentoring when I was a kid, I feel like I embody much of what my mentor really stood for, John Moniz, the Chick-fil-A guy. And I keep working constantly to make him proud, even though he passed away when I was 19. And I keep working every day to fulfill my mother's American dream, which I'm working on every day. When I think about that, I think about everyone in this room. I think we have woven together the greatest state in all the nation. Our work ethic, our strong values, consistently performs above our weight. We always do well. And we do well because we're committed to each other. And my commitment to you, if you will help me win this race and then continue to serve in the United States Senate, is to represent our values, to realize that leadership is about service, about being a servant first. It's not about my ideas, it's about our values. And when we get our values right, we can change this country back in the right direction. When I think about Obamacare, it doesn't represent our values at all. We believe that you have to be able to win and lose. And for some reason, there's this notion in the federal government that believes that you can just redistribute wealth equally and fairly, and everybody will be okay. Now, if you believe that, please go to another room. This is the wrong room for you. We believe that you have to earn it. We believe that dignity and hard work are fused together and very hard to separate. And so with your help, I promise to work really hard. I know you guys have been with me for a long time, and I appreciate your support. I look forward to serving you, and I will walk around the room and have a chance to say hello to many of you guys and gals. And I just thank you for taking the time to come out. This is a big deal in many, many ways, but for me, it's really the culmination of a lot of people who've invested their lives in making this possible. I thank you for being part of that team. God bless you.